Now you can learn from me in your preferred language. Just click on settings, click on the audio track and choose either from English or Hindi. Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very important video wherein we are going to discuss about some crucial aspects about health insurance which you may not be aware about. We are going to get answers to three important questions which are: when can your ICU claim under your health insurance policy be rejected? Can I claim benefits from multiple health insurance policies for a single hospitalization? And is your corporate plan enough? So, all three questions are really important. Keep on watching the video till the end. And at the end of the video, I'm also going to give you a special bonus tip. Let's start with the very first question as to whether your ICU claim can get rejected under your health insurance policy. Now, I'll give you an example which I recently encountered. One of my friend's dad was hospitalized, and when we were trying to go through the bill, through the hospital bill, and we were trying to understand that how much will be claimed under insurance, we actually came across few more facts. So, typically, first, let me give you a base level answer. Base level answer is that ideally your ICU claim will not get rejected because all the health insurance policies ideally will say that okay, your ICU charges will also be covered. But then who can play the bad guy's role? The bad guy's role can be played by something known as room rent. Now, if there is a cap on the room rent, then not all your expenses will be covered by the health insurance policy. So, what I'll do, I'll give you a simple example for you to understand what will get covered, what may get rejected. So, let's take this as an example. Let's say the sum insured for his father was 3 lakh rupees under the health insurance policy. Now, his father's health insurance policy very clearly mentioned that 1% of the sum assured is going to be the maximum room rent limit per day, of course, and 2% of the room rent or 2% of the sum insured is going to be the charges, maximum charges per day for ICU. So put in numbers, 3 lakh was the sum insured. So 3 lakh ka 1% is 3000. That was the per day cap on normal room rent, be it a private room or a semi-private room or general ward, whatever. And 3 lakh ka 2%, that is 6000, was the maximum cap for ICU charges. Now let's understand what were the actual numbers. Now actual numbers, the room rent was 4000 and the ICU room rent was 10,000 rupees per day. Now what do you feel? Will entire claim get accepted? Will entire claim get rejected, or will there be a partial approval? Answer is there will be a partial approval. But how much? Now, typically, if you are asking about ICU, what happened with the ICU? 6,000 was allowed. 10,000 was actual, so you will only get 6,000 out of 10,000. So 6 by 10, that is nothing but 3 by 5 of your total expenses, right? Now if I want to talk about the normal room ka kitna tha? Normal room was 3,000 and actual was 4,000. So basically out of the total expenses, you will get 3/4 as an approval from the insurance company. So one more point I would want to tell is that typically what a hospital would do is that they would give you separate bills. So this is your bill for ICU, correct? And for ICU, like I mentioned here, 3/5 of this amount will be fulfilled by the insurance company, and this is the bill for normal room, and for this 3/4 will be allowed. Okay, simple till here, agreed. But now the important part starts here. Is it only about room rent? Answer is no. Be it something like tests, or be it something like procedures, be it the doctor visit fees, anything and everything, all related expenses, they will be approved in the ratio of either 3/4 or 3/5 as we discussed. So please ensure that possibility number one, which is the best possibility, there is no room rent limit in your policy, or even if there is a room rent limit in your possibility, try to ensure that it is at a higher percentage, or at least the sum insured should be higher so that the whole charges will be covered. Well, I hope you have understood that whatever claim gets rejected by the insurance company, you will have to pay that out of pocket. Now, in India, currently 2/3 of the medical bills are paid as an out of pocket expense, and I feel that's a big number. Also, one more point is worth mentioning that currently the medical inflation in India is at 14%. So, I hope you have understood that having a health insurance and having an adequate health insurance is very important to you all. So, what you have to do? Two main things. Number one, check whatever terms and conditions are there in your policy, they are suitable for you. And number two, as I mentioned, you have to check whether the sum insured that you have in your own policy is enough or not. But if you feel that, oh my god, I'm not really sure on how to go through the terms and conditions, then the solution is very simple. You can just book a free call, or you can chat with insurance experts through the Ditto platform. Well, the folks at Ditto will not only help you to review your current policy, they'll also help you to port to a new health insurance policy if required, if you're not satisfied with the current one basically. Not only they'll help you in the buying process, but just in case if you are required to claim the money, they'll also help you with the claim process. Ditto is a platform which is designed to simplify your overall insurance experience. So if you're looking for a spam free platform to purchase an insurance, schedule a free call with Ditto, chat with the insurance experts, and to do that, the link is there in the description box below and also in the pinned comment. Well, let's move on with the second question, which is, can I claim benefits from multiple health insurance policies for one hospitalization? Now, I'm sure the answer is going to be something which is going to be good for you to hear, and the answer is yes, you can claim one hospitalization bill from two or more insurance companies. But wait, let me first give you an example so that it is more clear. So, for that, we have Mr. Chandu as usual, and assume that Chandu has two health insurance policies, one from A insurer, one from B insurer. For insurer A, he has a sum assured of 10 lakhs, and from B, it is 5 lakhs. Okay. Assume that Chandu himself was admitted and the total bill was 12 lakh rupees. Okay. Now, can he claim this 12 lakh rupees at a time from both these insurance companies? And answer is no, that's not allowed. So, what is the stepwise procedure? Ideally, step number one, and assume that this is a cashless claim. Okay. So, step number one, what he'll have to do, he'll have to submit all the documents which are required. Let's say the hospitalization bill, the hospital bill, all the bills related to that, the test, whatever it is. That will have to be submitted to, let us say, insurance company A first. Okay. Insurance company A will go through it and assume that the whole claim is accepted. Okay. Now, this whole money will go from the insurance company to the hospital now. Okay, because as I mentioned, assuming it's a cashless claim. Now, what hospital will do is that they will say, okay, 12 lakh was the total bill, 10 lakh received, now balance is 2 lakhs. Uska ek bill aega. Okay. Now, what Chandu can do is the balance 2 lakhs, now he can submit to insurer B and say that, okay, now I want this balance amount from you. Okay. So, I hope you have understood that if you want to have this entire process as hassle free and more smooth, then it is always better that you tell insurer B that yes, I have taken a partial claim from insurer A and only the balance amount is what I am claiming from you. Now, before I move on with the third question, I think one more very important aspect needs to be introduced here, which is called as the co-pay clause. Now, just in case if you don't know this, we'll explain you in a very simple terminology. Co-pay means what? Insurance company says, we are not going to be the only one who's going to pay for your bill. Along with us, you also co-pay for your bill. Okay. Now, how much is the co-pay percentage? That is very clearly mentioned in the policy itself. Now, just to add up that same perspective to the original example, let's welcome back Chandu. And if you remember, two insurance policies he had, one 10 lakh and one 5 lakh. How much was this original bill? Original bill was 12 lakhs. And for that, what Chandu had done, he had given a claim of 10 lakh to the first insurance company. Simple till here. But assume that out of 10 lakh, the co-pay clause was 20%. So what do you think? Will the insurance company will pay entirely 10 lakh? No, insurance company will pay only 10 lakh ka 80%, that is 8 lakhs. Chandu will have to pay out of pocket balance 2 lakh rupees. Now, here comes the fun part. What can Chandu do? Now 22 lakh, whatever he has paid out of expense, out of pocket basically, plus 2 lakh, which was a part of the original bill. Out of 12 lakh, he had submitted a claim of only 10 lakhs to this. So original bill ka 2 lakh, plus 2 lakh, whatever he has paid out of pocket, he can claim from the second insurance company. So I hope you have understood that having one or more medical insurances will ensure that minimum amount is paid out of your own pocket. Now let's move on with the last question as to whether your corporate plan is enough or not. So for that, we need to understand what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of corporate plans. So first, let's talk about the advantages. Number one, typically in corporate plans, there is no waiting period. So if you are detected with anything right after you start with your corporate plan, you will get the cover. Number two, it may be possible that maybe your parents are right now not getting any insurance cover, a good insurance cover, because of their age or because of their medical condition. But typically, if your corporate plan can accommodate your parents, then nothing like it, right? So always have a word with your employer and check if your employer allows your parents to be a part of the corporate plan or not. Third thing is that corporate plans typically corporate plans are not denied to you even if you have some pre-existing medical condition. So there are some benefits about corporate plans as well. But if I go to the disadvantages of that, number one is that corporate plan ka sum insured may not be sufficient for you. Okay, so you have to check for yourself whether the sum insured is good enough for you or not. Number two is that many times the corporate plans may come up with certain exclusions, that let us say this is not covered, that is not covered. There may be certain restrictions. Let's say the room rent is restricted, so there may be a lot of exclusions or restrictions in your corporate plan. Number three is that if you decide to switch a job, there is a possibility that the new employer may not offer you a health insurance. Number four, even if you switch a job and at that point in time, if you decide that, okay, I'm going to start I'm going to opt for a health insurance policy right away. Problem is that you will have to have a waiting period at that point in time, because so waiting period may vary, right? From, even it can be as low as whatever, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, whatever. So if you start a health insurance policy at a later stage, you will have to bear the brunt of waiting period. And also very important point, fifth one, is that as you age more and more, the overall insurance premium is going to rise up further. So all in all, just to give you a conclusion of this, are corporate plans good? Yes, but I feel that having an individual health plan along with a corporate plan is a better choice. Now let's go ahead with the bonus tip, but I'll give you a Marathi parallel first and then I'll tell you the bonus tip. In Marathi it is said that तहान लागल्यावर विहीर खणायची नसते. So basically you don't start digging a well when you are thirsty. Ideally, you should be digging a well in advance, and then you can drink water whenever you want. So basically, what does that mean? You should plan for your contingencies. Now, whenever I'm talking about insurance is something that is very useful for you in case of contingencies. So in short, when are you going to opt for an insurance policy? When you are old, when you have a lot of ailments? Or are you going to opt for an insurance policy when you are young and healthy? Obviously, I hope you have understood. It is the second one, when you are young and healthy. That is when even your overall insurance premium will be less, and almost all insurers will be willing to cover your health. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I hope you found a lot of value addition in today's video. If you did, don't forget to share this video with your friends. I hope you enjoyed this one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.